You know what time it is? It's 11:11. Time for a quick body check. I'm here to keep myself accountable to myself and my own body. And I invite and encourage you to do a little dance, do a little moving, do a little stretching, do a little strengthening. A little playfulness is usually a good idea. I think it's always a good idea. I'm going to start with just a little bit of movement. Try some, do some kicking. This isn't proper kicking, it's just leg lifting. Kicking will be a little different, but we're not going to do that today. We'll just do leg lifting. Get the body warmed up a little bit. Swing the arms while doing that. I like to alternate left elbow, right elbow, left elbow on top, right elbow on top. Do some hip swaying, just waking the body up a little. Mine's already pretty awake. It's been a while since I got it up, but I haven't done any stretching today yet, so I'm going to take a couple breaths just to bring my awareness into the bottoms of my feet, ground into the center of the earth, and then let's do a flat back swan dive down from the hips all the way down toward the floor, releasing the belly, releasing the back, just hanging from the hips here. Letting gravity do the unwinding for a breath or two. Then I'm going to bend the knees, swing the arms back. Come on into a little bit of a counter stretch, pushing the hips forward. Let's do a couple of those. Swan dive down toward the floor. Letting gravity do the unwinding. You could bend the knees, put your hands on the floor, and then straighten the legs as much as possible. If you need to pick the hands up off the floor, that's fine. Use your legs for a little stability if you need to. I like to really just relax through the belly, relax through the back, feel that unwinding. And then again, bending the knees, swinging the arms back, pushing the hips forward. Just a gentle back bend there, nothing too extreme. One more time, let's swan dive down with a flat back. Letting the arms just hang, letting the neck just hang, or the head hanging off the neck, just the neck's hanging off the back. It's all connected, you know. Let's roll up now, one vertebrae at a time, just checking in with the spine, nice and slow, seeing how it's doing today. It's doing all right, I gotta say. Let's do a little side to side swinging of the arms, little spinal rotation. Again, just waking everything up today. I hope you are enjoying this fantastic Wednesday. Man, the weather is like picture perfect here today. I'm going to step back with this left foot into a nice moderate lunge, pulling that front hip back and back hip forward, looking for a perpendicular line here with the hips, parallel lines with the feet, pushing that back heel back, tipping the pelvis under a little bit to get a nice long and strong sensation through the spine and the abdomen, working together. Check that I'm not crunching up in those shoulders, and then I'm going to bring the arms up overhead. I'm going to push onto the diagonal line, sliding that back heel out a little bit, trying to still connect with the ground with that heel. Although if need be, you could pick up the heel and be on the toes. Looking for a diagonal line sensation out my back heel and through the spine and then out the fingertips. And then I'm going to slide that back heel forward a little bit onto the perpendicular line, opening these hips now. Come onto this side plane. I'm going to slide that back heel out a little bit more and bend from the hips into a side triangle. Bringing that left arm up for an aeroplane pose, as I like to call it. making sure not to sink in this leg or arm. I'm actually using my right arm against right leg for a little torque and stability. And then I'm going to again bring that arm down onto the diagonal line. Feeling for a energetic sensation out my heel, through my body, the side of my body, and out my fingertips. And then I'm going to bring, shifting onto the toe and back there, bringing this hand down on the inside of that right leg. And I'm going to bring that right leg back to meet the back leg. Pressing through the palms, through the spine, tipping the tailbone a little bit, and pressing those heels down toward the ground. My cold hands are slippery on this tile floor, makes it for extra work. I'm going to slide the chest forward through the shoulders, dropping the hips, let the belly drop, bringing the legs together, just relaxing the belly and gazing up. And then lifting those hips, pressing back again into downward facing dog or an upside down triangle or a tent pose. And I'm going to swing this left leg forward in between the hands for a nice deep lunge. And then I'm going to step forward with that back foot again into the forward fold, hanging here for a breath or so. Bend those knees, swing the arms back, come into that counter stretch, a little bit deeper back bend this time, pushing the hips forward and coming back to neutral. And then let's step back with the right foot into, again, a moderate lunge. Thank you for the love. Swinging this front hip back, back hip forward, again looking for a perpendicular line from the hips and parallel lines with the feet, pushing that back heel down toward the ground, tucking under the tailbone to tip the pelvis, and nice and long and strong through the abdomen and the spine, working together from the core. Bringing the arms up overhead, making sure not to crunch up in those shoulders. And then pushing onto the diagonal line, pushing out with that heel, through the spine and out the fingertips. Enjoying that diagonal sensation for a breath or two. I'm going to slide that back heel onto the perpendicular line, opening the hips, and look for this side plane here. And then I'm going to slide that heel out a little further, bending from the hip, and bring this left arm down on the inside of the left leg, using those together for support and torque. And then bringing this right hand up to gaze past those fingertips in a nice aeroplane pose. And then bringing this hand down, sliding that heel out a little bit further, and looking again for that diagonal line sensation out the hips. Out the heel, through the hips, through the side of the body, and out the fingertips. Those all rhyme, so you know that's true. That's my own inside joke, in case you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about. It's just funnin'. I'm going to bring this arm down on the inside of that left leg, rotating onto the toes for a nice deep lunge. I'm going to lift my hands so they stick a little better, and then bring that front foot back to meet the back foot, pressing into downward facing dog, pressing the heart toward the earth, pressing the heels toward the earth, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head. And then swinging the chest forward through the shoulders, dropping the hips, dropping the belly, bringing those legs together, bringing the eyes up. Just trying to relax the belly muscles and the back muscles for a breath or two. Stretch the tongue out there if you feel inclined. And then lifting the hips, pushing back through the palms, through the spine, pressing those heels down. Let's do a little bend the right knee, press into the left heel, press into the right heel. And again, pressing into the left. Pressing into the right. One more time, pressing into the left. And pressing into the right. Pressing into both. And then swinging that right foot up in between the hands if possible. For a nice deep lunge on that side. Stepping forward with that back foot again into a forward fold. Letting the head hang. Shake it out a little bit. Let's do a little more spinal twisting from here. Setting the right hand on the floor. Twisting through the spine and looking up past that left arm. Just giving the organs a little internal hug, a little squeeze. Bringing the left hand down onto the floor between the feet and looking up past the right fingers. Bringing both hands down and let's roll up again. Nice and slow. Stacking one vertebra on the next. Just give that a good shake out. Let go of stress. Let go of tension. Let's do some arm circles, little circles with the hands on the wrists. Just checking in with the body, seeing how everybody's doing this morning. Let's do some shoulder circles, medium circles. The other way. And then how about big arm circles? You can start in whatever direction you like. Just try to do a balanced regime with one way and then the other way. I like to try to make sure I give equal attention to both sides and to front and back and top and bottom. Big and small. It's one of my favorites to do. We could do a couple of those now. So big wide stance. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that. And then tiny ball, real compact. See how small you can curl yourself into. Curling the fingers, curling the spine, tucking the chin. And then big, expansive, arms wide, fingers wide, toes wide if you can get them. Legs wide, how much space can you take up? And then small ball, how much space can you fit into? How little of a space can you fit into? Rounding the spine. Let's do one more time. Big expansion. These are also a form of get downs and get ups, right? Taking up space. You can rotate a little bit if you want. And then compacting the body into as small a space as possible. Tucking the chin, tucking the pelvis, tucking the fingers. Trying to get real small. Let's come back up to neutral. Shake that out. Let's do some balancing and foot rotations. Bringing my weight onto the right foot. Bringing the left knee up toward left shoulder. Do some ankle rotations to bring the whole body together and the other way. Do some medium circles from the knee and the other way. Trying to really relax that supporting foot. It's trickier some days than others. And then how about big hip circles? Again, trying to stay nice and long and strong and supportive and relaxed in that supporting side. And the other way, the hip circles. These can be done with support, hand on wall or doorway, or laying down even. Bringing this knee up again toward the shoulder, tipping the pelvis under a little bit, relaxing that supporting foot, and reaching for the bottom of the left foot. Stretch forward, little forward fold in the air. Thank you for I appreciate that. Just giving that leg a breath or so to relax, bringing it out to the side. Again, trying not to counter lean, but leaning if necessary. You can even hold out a hand for balance if that helps. Or again, use a doorway or a wall if that helps. Or lay flat on the ground. That could help too. It's hard to fall off the floor. Probably can be done, but it's trickier. I'm going to set this foot in close to the groin and winging this knee back. Still trying to tip the pelvis. Relax that supporting foot. Imagine myself a tall, strong tree swaying in the breeze on top of a mountain. Set that down, stop it out a little, and then I'm going to bring my weight onto the left foot. Bringing that right knee up toward right shoulder. Let's do some ankle rotations on this side. Don't forget to breathe and smile, whatever else you're doing. Going the other way with the ankles. And some medium circles from the knee. I find my weak leg, it helps if I help hold it up, even if I'm just mostly a mental thing, I think, but it does help a little bit of counter torque there. Let's do big circles with the hips. Still trying to relax that supporting foot, not counter lean too much, not overthink it too much or I'll fall right over, is what I found. Bringing that knee up again towards shoulder. Tucking the tailbone under or tipping the pelvis. Relaxing the shoulders. Trying to find a nice point of balance before I reach for this right foot. Bring that out front for a nice forward fold in the air. Again, giving that a breath or two to relax and release. Still trying not to counter lean and stay nice and long and strong and relaxed in that supporting leg and foot. Let's bring that out to the side. Give that a little time to relax as well. And then bringing this foot in close to the groin, setting it on the supporting leg, swinging this knee out, trying to still stay perpendicular as possible in those hips, not leaning, counter leaning. And again, imagining myself a tall, falling over tree. Let's try that again. A tall, strong, sturdy tree swaying in the breeze on top of a mountain. Trying to relax the supporting body. Just feel into that for a breath or so. And set that down. Whew. Just do some arms up and release. Breathing in, arms up, and then just letting go. Breathing in, arms up. Shake that out. Do a couple clap snaps to check in with the hands. Let's tap on the bottoms of the feet a little bit. Check in with the palms of the feet, with the soles of the hands. It's a little rough on the soles of the hands with them hard shoes on. I wish you a fabulous Wednesday. I hope the weather is as awesome where you are as it is here. I'm going to get out into it and do a little work, a little play. I encourage you to make sure and put playfulness wherever you can in your day, and also movement, stretching, strengthening, self-love, because you are worth it. It's nice to see some of you out there. Hope you're taking care of you. Till next time, peace.